Good to have you here today. This is your family, this week with Precious Caleb, and we are starting on a beautiful note. Wow, isn't it nice having you here today as we are discussing my marriage this year? You see, marriage, like I've always said, is one of the beautiful gifts God dropped for us here on earth, and there are so many benefits attached to marriage, and is very important if we decide to harness the benefits. Yes, especially this year, because this year definitely we must be intentional about everything concerning marriage this way. So right now we are moving into what we are discussing today, and it is my marriage this year. All right, number one, I would like you to know that marriage between a man and a woman is a condition of all human, is the foundation of all human societies. So if we are talking about humanity, we must acknowledge that marriage is at the basis of the society, the human society. So just know it now, that in this year you must have it at the back of your mind that that thing that God has given to you as marriage is definitely supposed to form the foundation or basis of all human societies. Yes, you go to school, the products there, the students you have there, the staff you have there, yes, all of them come from families, of course, and the families are there because of what we call marriage. You go to your place of work, the people around here, or the activities that take place here, there in your place of work, all take place because there is something called marriage. Yes, so you have a boss, you have those under you because of this thing we call marriage. So just know it, that the foundation of human society to a greater percentage, if not 99.9%, is built on what we call marriage. Okay, then it is also important for us to know that there is no sane person that gets married hoping to make the other person miserable or to become misery himself or herself. That simply means that there is nobody that gets into marriage with the plan to cause trouble in that marriage. Anybody that is sane cannot go into marriage with a plan to divorce soon or to become problem to others, or maybe to endure all that others are dishing out. So it's assumed that every same person that goes into marriage has good plans, has beautiful expectations, already has planned on how both will live forever happily. So there is nobody that is having marital crisis now that planned. Yes, there is nobody that is normal who is having marital challenges because the person planned ab initio that the marriage will be filled with troubles, conflicts, katakata, woes, and all the troubles. So it is expected of us this year to have it in our mind that there is no sane person, no mentally sound person, no normal human being will go into marriage with the plan to be miserable or to make the other person miserable, or to an extent to even go in for divorce. Yes, some of these things happen in marriage, come up in marriage as one of the challenges people face in marriage. So it is not normal to see people that plan to go into marriage because they want to make the other person miserable or become miserable themselves. Okay, put that one down. I'll give you another point, that is that the impact of marriage in one's life is more deeply seated than any other decision one makes in life. You see, this thing called marriage can impact your life so much, so deeply, more than any other decision you have made in life or you might make in life. Yes, your choice of marriage, when to marry, where to marry, the person to marry, how to go about your marriage, all of them put together seem to have more impact in your life, more than any other decision you make in life. Decision of where to work, when to start work, the course to study in university, the type of career to go in for, the religious practices to get involved in, all those things put together cannot become sin. In fact, you cannot even compare them on the same degree with the impact that marriage can make in the life of a person. So as I am now, most of the things revolving around me now seem to be connected to my choice of marriage, to me getting married, the person I got married to. That because marriage is so important, the impact of marriage in our lives cannot be compared to any other thing. The decisions you make in life, you cannot compare them to you cannot compare the outcome of the decisions you make in life to the outcome of your decision of who to marry, where to marry, when to marry, and all that concerns marriage. So at that, our marriage can make in our lives, the decision of our marriage, the impact of the decision of our marriage cannot be compared to the impact of any other decision we make in life. Yes, that is a plain truth. So this year, as we are talking about our marriage this year, I'd like you to please be so intentional about your marriage. Yes, so be so intentional about your marriage, because like we just said, the impact of the decision, the impact of the decision concerning your marriage cannot be compared to the impact of other decisions you make in life. Apart from the decision of your relationship with God, the next that you cannot joke with is the decision over your marriage. So we have this as one of the major things to ponder over in this year concerning our marriage. All right, I have this for you again, that marriage festivities, activities surrounding marriage, getting married, the marriage ceremonies, be it traditional marriage, be it the court one, be it the church wedding, and all the stuff, they only last for a few hours, but the real marriage lasts a lifetime. So that time you're spending to walk to the aisle, to hold this person's hands, and you cannot compare the hours with the real thing, the lifetime you're going to spend with somebody in marriage. So when we are planning for wedding, when we are planning for traditional marriage, when we are planning for marriage rites and all those activities surrounding the ceremonies concerning marriage, we must also have in mind that when those hours expire, the real thing is what we are into. So we must be much more prepared about our marriages than the celebrations ushering us into marriage. So the point is this, that marriage festivities, marriage celebrations, marriage ceremonies, marriage activities, marriage events, and all those ones last only for hours, but marriage itself lasts a lifetime. So we must have it at the back of our mind this year as we are looking into our marriages. Then the major challenge marriage is having is mainly on the preparation and the preparedness of those going into marriage. Some go into marriage without adequate preparation. They don't have any solid preparation concerning the marriage they are going into. They don't have physical preparation, no financial preparation, no emotional preparation, even spiritual preparation, nothing. They just tell you, oh, I saw that lady, I just fell in love at first sight, and I'll marry her, and that's all. No preparation. You don't have plan on where to live. You don't have plan of what if there are bills coming. Of course, bills must come. You don't have plans concerning what to eat. You don't have plans on how to relate with people that are related to the person you're getting married to. Your own, you don't even have adequate understanding of what marriage is. Your emotions will just tell you, oh, this person, oh, marry. And that is why on daily basis we are having cases that sometimes we ask ourselves, all these people that are bringing these cases, did they know from the beginning that this is what marriage is? The major problem we are having these days in marriage is based on people not having adequate preparations or even preparedness towards marriage. Or they can spend millions preparing for weddings. They can spend so much preparing for traditional marriage, all the marriage rites and all the stuff. But adequate preparation towards marriage, go and do go and buy books and read books on marriage. Go for counseling. Okay, go for seminars, now marriage seminars. They're organizing symposium. Go for this one. All they want is, oh, I just want to, that day I'm going to slay. If you see my wedding gown, you see that I'm going to look, come and see my bridal train, come and see the groomsmen, men on suit. You just be planning on how it's going to be. You spend months, designing your gowns, designing the suits, arranging for a shebi, planning on how the reception will be, the people that will bring the drinks, those that will do the cooking and all the stuff. You spend months planning, the hall that will be used, the decoration, everything. But sit down and learn what marriage is. You say, lie, you cannot. You cannot. You go and borrow money, take money from banks, borrow money from your groups, from associations, from so many places, just to celebrate wedding, celebrate the traditional marriage. You call plenty people, you invite people. Good and fine. But our challenge now is that after all these things, we discover that the people that invited us for their ceremonies do not even have adequate plans on how the marriage will be. They don't know that when people get married, that they are bringing two different individuals to be together for life. They don't know that there will be differences in behavior, that people do not behave alike 100%. They don't know that a time will come, one or two persons might fall sick. They don't know that when this one becomes pregnant, there will be changes. Okay, what do I do? They don't know that when people get married, that the parents are supposed to leave them so that they can cleave. They don't have preparation for that. And when they get married, they are still reporting their spouses to their parents. Mommy, come and see you. Mommy, I cannot do this. So, mommy, see what my wife said. Mommy, can you imagine my husband said? Daddy, come and talk to your daughter. They did not prepare that to be fully married. They did not plan well, knowing that two of them will become one, cut out from others. So it becomes a challenge. But this year, you're going to be so intentional. Those of you that are not yet married, as we are talking, we are not talking only to those that are married. We are talking to those that are not married. You understand now? We are talking to those that are not married, so that they will plan on how to get married, things that they must, major in towards they are getting married. You can get married without spending so much, but you focus all your expenses on the life after the celebrations out there, where the main thing is. That is in the marriage. In the marriage, when you have bills to pay, you know that there are things that will need to be done. Yes, so that now that you need to buckle up in prayers, so many things. So if you don't have adequate preparation for marriage, it could be like, it just sound like stumbling on something that is so precious, and you don't even know how to handle it, how to take care of it, how to make it last, how to sustain it. So we are saying that this year you must please, as a matter of necessity, urgency, and indispensability, look for a way to prepare adequately for marriage. You don't just stumble on it and begin to frustrate somebody's son, and begin to suffer somebody's daughter, and be telling her that the fruit of the Holy Spirit is long-suffering. Is it only in your own marriage with that sister that the fruit of the Holy Spirit, long-suffering, should be made manifest? Why didn't you allow long-suffering to hold you till you are ready to get married? So please, make adequate preparation and plan on where to live, plan on bills that will be taken care of, plan on how to take care of children when children start coming. Yes, so plan on clothes. Yes, so plan on how to relate with people that are related to your spouse. Yes, plan on how to relate with people so many preparations to be made. Even there should even be adequate preparation on where the location to stay, the kind of job to do now that you're married. You understand? There should be adequate preparation to on the location, whether you're going to remain at this city or not, whether two of you are going to stay apart, you'll be working at so place, this one will be, you'll be meeting all these things. You need to prepare. Yes, you prepare on how to manage the health condition of your spouse, of your partner. You understand? If you don't make all these preparations, only for you to get married and discover that that your husband is having this health challenge, you'll be taken unawares and it becomes a problem. But ahead of time, you prepare and say, okay, this is good and fine. You prepare on what to do part time. You prepare on how to handle your child, your children. You prepare on how to handle your wife. Look at this. There are some women that have that because of how they are wired, how their bodies are made, they used to have some sensitive issues during childbirth. And with the preparation, the things you have studied, the knowledge you have acquired towards you getting married, you'll be able to prepare. If this thing comes up, look at how I'm going to handle it. You talk with you, and in that preparation requires those getting married opening up. So knowing why this is your best color, why this is your best food, why this is the best place you like, all those things. We'll talk about preparations for marriage some other time, but I want you to know that one of the major challenges we are having in marriage, which we will not want you to have this year, is that inadequacy in preparation or preparedness towards marriage, because people focus more on the festivities, on the celebration surrounding marriage, not on the main thing that is marriage, on how to make marriage to last. Don't forget, this is your family this week with Precious Caleb, and we are looking at my marriage this year. We have touched some things, and we got to the point where we got to the point where we said that one of the major challenges people may have in marriage even this year is not having adequate preparation or preparedness towards marriage. If they focus more on celebrations about marriage, they may not be able to face what may come out in marriage. All right, so I give you the 6th point. Excuse me. I give you the 6th point, then the 7th one, and we tidy up with how we are going to go about this. The 6th point I have here for you is that marriage should be viewed as though it's the most important human relationship to be had ever. You see, a marriage is not just casual friendship. I like you, you like me. Okay now. Okay, yes. Marriage should be seen as if that is the most important relationship to be had or to go into in this life. If we see marriage as that important, as to be cherished like that, it's going to help us. It's going to help us. We will not take marriage as a joke. You understand? There are some people that they feel like, if he doesn't want to just get out of the marriage, just get. This time around, we are trying to say that this year, we are not going to take marriage lightly. We are going to look at marriage as one of the most important relationships, yes, available for human beings. Okay, yes. Now look at it this way. A business relationship is there when you partner with people in business. That we're talking about money buying and selling, transactions, services rendered, payments made, and all this stuff. Some of those ones, they have time frame. They have when they elapse. Okay, the relationship you have with those in your place of work, in your school, they are cut. They are carved for those areas. But when it comes to marriage, man, it is the type of relationship that even outlives some of us. Yeah, so some of us that our parents got married and we became the products of their marriage. You understand? Some of our parents, they've gone. I know till death separates. Some of our parents have all gone, but we are the products of the marriage. Have you seen now that marriage? The products of marriage can even outlive those that led the marriage. So it is that important. That is why we must be extremely careful on things that pertain marriage, especially this year, because We are having understanding now that marriage is not a joke. Marriage is not a joke at all. Yes, so marriage is not a joke. And if you see it as one of the best relationships ever made available in human race, then this year will be more careful, will be more committed, will be more concerned, will be more dedicated, will be more committed to things concerning our marriage, and definitely we are going to reap bountifully from our marriage. Okay, all right, then I'll give you the seventh one, which say just choose to start marriage right this year with every available resources. With the understanding we have so far, we'll see, let me touch what we have said so far, so that you understand why we need to take this seventh point, more seriously. We said, number one, that marriage between a man and a woman is the foundation of human beings in our society. That is the foundation of all human societies, whether academic, whether school, whether it's in business, whether in companies, organizations, whatever it is that looks like human society. The foundation is marriage. Yes, marriage. We said, number two, that there is no sane person that gets into marriage or that gets married hoping to frustrate the other person or to be frustrated. Nobody goes into marriage planning to be miserable or to make the other person miserable, not to talk of planning to divorce, except the person is not sane. You understand? The third thing I said, that the impact of marriage in the lives of people, or even in your life, in my life, is much more deeply seated than any decision made in life. My decision to be in education, my decision to be in business, my decision to be in agriculture, my decision to be in publishing, my decision to be in anywhere, the outcome of that might not be as deeply seated as the outcome of my decision to get married, the person to get married to, how to go about my marriage. So that means we should look at marriage as something that affects every aspect of our life more deeply than any other thing. So that is what we need to have in mind this year in our marriages. Then the fourth one, I said that marriage festivities, activities surrounding marriages, marriage ceremonies, the traditional marriage, the court one, the registry, church wedding, whatever kind of marriage ceremony, can only last few hours. Highest 24 hours. Okay, let's say 48 hours. Let's make it 72 hours. Okay, how many hours? Okay, let's just make it 100 hours. But you cannot use the number of hours that these celebrations concerning marriage will last to compare with the lifetime duration of marriage. That should now tell you that we should make more efforts to be solid in our pursuit, in our doggedness towards our marriages working, than towards the wedding ceremonies being successful. You understand? I say that some people can spend millions, can even borrow money, can go and take loan just to have, according to them, societal wedding. They rent the big place, they rent gowns, they go and hire so many things. They plan with 2-3 months, sometimes 6 months, 1 year. They are planning their weddings. Come and see souvenirs, come and see the type of catering services, come and see decorations. Sometimes when I go to the person, I say, how I wish that these people are as committed to their marriages that they are going into as much as they have spent so much in all these things we see in making the weddings to look successful. Because no matter what you put up there in wedding, there must always be another wedding that will beat your own hands down. They'll tell you, oh, you used this, your wedding. Oh, you say, I've not seen this type of wedding. Oh, wonderful. Just give it some time. Another person's own will come and push your own aside. When anybody is talking about your wedding, the person is more solid than the wedding celebration. So, because no matter what you do, people will forget with time what you have put into your wedding. but your marriage is what people are looking at. Haven't you noticed that during that word, someone will say, is it a problem? Some people, your wedding is not their problem. They are not bothered about whether you wed or not. They just don't want you to get married. They don't want you to stay married. They don't want you to remain married. So when you face your wedding, wearing the best, the latest design, this and that, it's not even their problem. They will be like, when you finish wedding, come and get married. Come and remain married. Come and have peace in your marriage. Let us see. And some of you, you won't even do preparation. You don't know how to cook. You don't know how to talk to a man. You don't know how to talk to a woman. You don't even know love language. You don't know. You just don't know. All you want is the best, the latest design and all the stuff. And we are trying to say that all those things that are too frivolous for the reality that people meet in marriage. Those things are just what you try to use to usher, to let people know that you have decided to go into this lifelong covenant walk with a man or a woman, so that two of you becoming one flesh will not be separated except by death. So why not? You build a house, you spend so much on door. Say, okay, this door, come and see this door. Now open door, there is no house. Marriage is the house. Wedding ceremony is just the door. Did you get that? So why would you spend so much on the door and not have plan for the house? Inside the house, there is no floor, there is no bed, there is nothing. So we are trying to say that this year, as our children are getting married, as our children are planning to get married, and those of us that are married, our focus will be on making the marriage to work much more than on making the wedding ceremonies, the marriage ceremonies to be successful. Yes, they should be successful, but let us focus more on the main thing. That was the fourth point we raised, that the marriage festivities should not take the whole of our time or our concentration, because they last only few hours, but marriage itself is for the life. Then the fifth point we said here is that the major challenge marriages are having, which we don't want your marriage to have this year and years to come, is that so many are not prepared. There is no preparation. There is no preparedness towards marriage. People do not know that there is what we call conflict, that a marriage can be in stages. People don't know that there are needs that must come up in marriage. People don't know that there may be challenges. People don't want to know that there could be things that will make people to say, oh, how did I get to this point? They don't know that the brother they are seeing outside will start shirt, that they will soon see that the brother snores in the night, that the brother, after urinating, doesn't know how to flush the toilet, that the brother can use the spoon in the kitchen to open drinks. They will just begin to discover that sister that looks fine, that when she washes her face, the makeover will just go, and they will see their they are not prepared for some shocks. They are not prepared for the drama. They are not prepared for emotional tantrums. They are not prepared for hormonal confusions, especially when the woman becomes pregnant, or emotional confusion when the man is not having money as much as you see. So all these things, we need to put them into consideration, okay? Because marriage is more important, and we need than other things, and we need to prepare very well for that. Then the fourth one, I say that marriage should be viewed as though it is the most important relationship in this whole world. Yes, so other relationships are good, but you see, going to buy books, go and buy books that you need to read. Of course, all around me, I have books about marriage, where they will tell you things about marriage. Yes, so you may need to attend marriage seminars where they will teach you things about marriage. You need to go to people that have been married for a very long time, so that they will help you to understand what has helped them to outlive all the challenges of marriage. Okay, so you need that. Okay, there are that have remained married. Let them tell you. That is one of the resources we are talking about. Get resources this year on how to make your marriage to work. Those people that have been married for a very long time, go and approach them. Let them open up and tell you. Let them tell you. Choose to start marriage right this year with every available resources. Go out there. You cannot be in this digital age and be driving your marriage in analog mindset. It's not going to work. It's just like putting a round peg inside a square hole. It will not work. It will not work. So go and buy books. I read books. I read books. I read books. Go and buy books. Sometimes I travel, I go to a program and I go to bookstand. I don't buy one, I don't buy two. People that know me, I'll pack books like this. That's why it's like I'm running a bookshop, because I have plenty that I read from time to time. Go and buy book. Spend money on your book. Go and buy books and study on how men think, how men reason. There are some of us that we know how our husbands behave. We know how, we don't need to do green. No. Whenever they come back, we know them. We x-ray them without them. So they will build confidence in us. Yes, some of us, you think our eyes are like this. We know what we are doing. Go and buy books. Go and understand how your wife is wired. Read books. Go to programs. You're on internet. Search for information on how to deal with this particular aspect of your wife. Your wife is having health crisis in this area. Go and look for materials. Look for information. Have good, qualified, experienced doctors around that you can be asking questions from time to time. Go and buy books. Meet aged couples, those that have stayed long in marriage. Go and meet them. They will give you information. They will tell you that there were times they decided to end that thing. A time came, they became okay. Go to those couples that separated and later came back. Go to those that attempted divorce. Go to those that they used to quarrel. Go to those that you think they don't quarrel. Go. They will tell you things. In fact, approach your parents. Let them tell you. Let them tell you why they separated. Let them tell you why they refused to separate. You just need to decide that this year you must look for resources. Please excuse me. You understand? So it is very important that in your marriage this year, you must decide to start it right. It is your personal decision. Start it right by getting available resources. Available resources that will be of good use to you. Not the resources that will be telling you how to beat your wife, how to work out on your husband, how not that you, with the available resources that you make to come to you this year, you discover that your marriage will be a lot sweeter. Okay? All right. I hope we are blessing somebody today. This is your family this week with Precious Caleb, and we are looking at my marriage this year, and we are saying that this year we are so much intentional about our marriage, and we are going to do the right thing. The second point we have here is that you must go and get available resources for your marriage, and that's how you're going to start this year with concerning your marriage. Okay, so now I'm running through this and we're ending it. What I'm trying to say now is, how are you going to do this to make this to work? How are you going to ensure that your marriage works this year? Already the year started not so well for some people. Yes, of course, you are aware of the fire that is ravaging so many places, in some parts of America. You are aware of that. We also talk about the earthquake. What a magnitude, in about 3 decades. Can you imagine that? All at the same time. Yes, some people lost their loved ones at the beginning of this year. Yes, so some people lost their loved ones. Some are having some health challenges. Some got involved now. So there are so many things around people already. You understand? There are so many things around people. And we are talking about marriage here. And in this our talk, in our marriage should affect those that are singles, those that are separated, those that are divorced, those that are widowed, even those that are still married. So we want to see how we're going to make our marriage this way, this year, to become heaven on earth. Those things, 7 things I've given you so far, I think you put them down. Now the how is what I'm giving you. Please write this one down. Number 1, being in love is not adequate for being successful in marriage. Yes, for those of you that are not yet married, or for those of you that are married, separated, divorced, or widowed. Some of you think that, oh, I'm in love with him, I'm in love with her, oh, we're going to make a wonderful marriage. It is not true. It is not true. It is not true. Being in love is not what guarantees successful marriage. Okay? It is not. Sometimes what we call being in love is response or reaction to emotions. Okay? And most times the emotions can wane with time. You begin to wonder, what is it? Marriage is more of commitment than emotional expression. Being in love is different from loving. There are some that are in love, but they are not loving. Being in love is them just expressing emotions. You understand? Now, being sentimental. Sometimes they don't even make use of brain. They just use their heart. Oh, this and that. If that is it, when challenges in marriage come, you won't even know what to do again. So please take it off your mind. If you say, oh, I want to marry this person because I'm in love with him, it is not enough. It is not enough. Some of us were in love with some people, but at the end, we didn't marry them. Being in love with somebody does not guarantee a successful marriage. I could remember he's a very big minister right now in River State. He might be watching me right now. We're so much in love. Then I wasn't thinking about marriage, but we're a very good partner that people were even thinking that we're going to get married. Which one concern me? I'll be preaching, he'll be interpreting, or he'll be preaching, I'll be interpreting, and we're good at what we're doing. It was I so much loved him. Oh, if I tell my story, my husband will laugh like this. Sometimes he will call my line and be quarreling with me that I'm the wife he never married, and will quarrel with my husband that my husband collected his wife. He never proposed. It wasn't on my mind at all. Even if he did, I wouldn't have. I loved him so much, but not for marriage. That should tell you that being in love is not what guarantees a successful marriage. You understand? Marriage is deeper than emotions. Marriage is deeper than liking a person or being infatuated or being comfortable staying around with somebody. Marriage is a covenant work. It's not just what you just say, I just like him. Oh, he can't touch me. Anytime way I think about him, my body they do me jiggy jiggy. Keep it. Your body doing you jiggy jiggy cannot do 247. Sometimes your body will not need to do jiggy jiggy. Your pocket will rather need to do jiggy jiggy. You understand? Village people will want you to come and do jiggy jiggy. So it's not only your body doing jiggy jiggy that matters. But in marriage, all those things will come up. So sometimes let it not confuse you. Not that the person you marry, you not be in love with it, but being in love is not the yardstick. It's not what determines how successful the marriage will be. It is looking at some of these things we have said so far and some other things we are going to say. Okay, so this year, as we are starting this year on this note, please tell yourself that person that you think you're in love with, that you must marry, you must not marry the person. Okay, you must not marry the person. Open your eyes and let God direct you. Sometimes people even marry people that they are not really in love with, but they know they love those persons. I don't know how to say it. You love that person, and you are committed to making that person happy. You're committed to spending your life around that person and with that person, whether or whether. You understand now? So there are some people that don't even know how to open their mouth and say I love you, but they show you love. They are not romantic. They don't even know the language. They don't look fine self. So if you're saying, but there are things they will be doing. You will know that wow, these ones, they're good for me. I love them, and I can share my life, with them. That is it. Okay. So getting to know each other is very, very much important. Apart from just being in love. Sometimes when people are in love, they hardly reason. Anything the person does is correct. At that time, even if the person farts in public, because you're in love, you cover it. But in marriage, you cannot take it. You just cannot take it. You understand? So most times, we should tell ourselves the truth that being in love is not the yardstick. Separation took place because some felt that being in love is all that matters. So some felt that, because we are in love, we are good to go. You understand? Now they didn't consider some other aspects or important areas of marriage. And when Basbos came up, Yawa will just gas, everybody will just pack well. You understand? Which is not right. And those of you listening to me now, maybe you discover that what caused that separation could be because ab initio, you felt that marriage was all about I'm in love, and along the line you discover that marriage demands much more than that, and when two of you could not manage the two, you decided to part ways. You understand? But now, as I'm talking now, you can begin to think of how to, readjust things, and reconciliation will take place. You understand? And those that divorced too, maybe at the back of your mind when you were married, yes, you were just on, oh, I'm in love, and now you have seen that you could have been more committed than that you could have been prepared for some challenges or conflicts that will inescapably occur in marriage, which of course could be resolved. You understand? If you are prepared, you plan well for it, So with this understanding now, you begin to look back. You understand? And those that are widowed, you begin to say that, oh, it's true. But now, as it is, I'll work on myself and focus on what God can do for me. Okay, so that is the point number one on how to go about it this year. How to go about it this year, whether you're still single, married, separated, divorced, widow, just know that being in love is not an adequate measuring stick for building a successful marriage. The next is that marriage grows in stages. Marriage grows in stages. We have the stage of excitement, we have the stage of reality. When people get married at the initial time, oh, there's so much excitement. Excitement. Oh, honey, I can remember when we got married newly, I would always cook and go and visit my husband in the office. As a pastor now, I'll cook, I'll send food I'll go to the office, package his food and go. I was doing it consistently, but I noticed that as we started growing, responsibilities were coming. I was, going to work, from there to work, then pregnancy set in, ministerial demands and all this stuff. I wasn't that excited to be sending food to his office every day around 12. When I was sure he had finished fasting, counseling and all the stuff, I'll go take his food, stay with him, just with him, and go back to office, things like that. Yes, a time will come, excitement will die down in marriage. If you don't know, you think that the person doesn't love you anymore. It's not true. Some other things will come up to bring distraction to your spouse. Not bad things, good things. Yes, so good things. Yes, I was working now, doing my work, managing home, doing my writing and all the stuff, attending to other businesses. So I wasn't having that time. And he too was going for meetings and meetings, board meetings, ministerial days, all the stuff, the prayer for people, the counseling, the deliverance on top of it and all the stuff. So you don't expect everything to be the way they were when marriage started. So people should have it at the back of mind that marriage is in stages. The stage of that early morning when you don't feel like early morning sleep, you don't want to wake up, you want it to remain like that. You wish the wedding did not end. You'll be imagining every day people gathering, some people carrying your wedding gown, singing for you and all the stuff. You don't want to wake up. You want marriage to remain smooth like that. By the time will come, they will break. It will get to 10 o'clock, it will get to 12. The sun will be so bright that sun will melt oil and will harden some things. You understand? You suddenly say, I thought it was like this. It was like this. That is the stage of reality. When you begin to see the imperfections in that your perfect partner that you so much loved, you never knew that he could cough. Now you see him coughing. That he never knew that he used to visit toilet. Now you see him. That he never knew that his clothes could be dirty. You thought that dry cleaner was washing everything, including handkerchief. Now you have seen dirty handkerchiefs around. You'll be like, what is it? That's the reality. That's the reality, and that's the stage. The reality when you stay and they will come and drop bill, electricity bill, water bill. You understand now? The reality when you need to carry your wife at the middle of the night and be rushing to hospital that you don't know whether it's labor that has started. That stage when your wife will wake you up, when you just stagger to bed and ask you to go and prepare pap with soursop because she's pregnant. You'll be wondering, and after you have prepared it, you bring. She'll say, no, that's not, I want to chew corn. Corn, roasted corn. No, I want to chew corn, boiled corn. After boiling it, you put it in fry pan and roast it. You'll be like, what is this? It's the stage of reality. But if you're not prepared for that stage, You think that marriage is just at that stage of excitement, you just be making mistakes. So you now see that some people that separated, some people that divorced, some people that got angry and walked out on their spouses, they were not prepared for this stage of reality in marriage. They were just focusing on the fantasy, the excitement level where everything is moving smoothly. Oh, they will come and take you out, open the door for you. You come out from the car, they take you to restaurant and be asking you, which one do you want? You say this one, no, add this one. I say, no, I'm okay. They say, why not add this one? I say, no, what's the protein you want? I said, just give me snail. Oh, add chicken to it. No, I don't want. They'll be begging you. Say, okay, do it for me now. They put chicken, they'll put turkey, they'll put beef, they put all of them put together. In fact, they carry Nkwobi and put beside you. Say, eat, my love, eat. You just be doing peke. The reality comes when nobody has time to tell you that. Nobody has time for that. Is it that the person doesn't love you anymore? No. Some things have set in. When at that time of carrying you out, somebody is going on school runs to go and carry your precious children, what will you do? When you notice that you don't wear skimpy things all the time, that sometimes you just tie wrapper across your breast, no matter how psychedelic you are, realities are setting in. So just know it this year, that in this your marriage, you should prepare your mind for realities apart from the excitement in marriage. I hope I'm blessing somebody today. My name is Precious Caleb, and I'm hosting you today in your family this week with Precious Caleb, and we're talking about my marriage this year. And I tell you, your marriage will be sweeter this year. All right, the third point I have for you, I hope you're writing, is that marriage survives when those involved understand the power of love expressed. Power of love expressed. You see, there are some people that love, but they don't know how to express love. My type, I express, in fact, I even express likeness. Some of you that have known me, I'm the type that if I like you, I'll say, wow, I like you. Wow. One man felt so shy one day where he didn't know I was invited to minister to women. I saw him, I liked his gray hair, everywhere white. Before it was my turn, a day before I was supposed to minister, I was there for something and I saw the man. I liked his gray hair, see white, elderly man, By the time he came outside, I met him, I said, wow, so I like you. The man was like, I said, yes, I like you. See your gray hairs, I like you, so sweet. The man who was shy a little bit and smiled. Maybe you didn't feel that somebody can walk up to him, especially a lady, and say, I like you. I said, I like you. Say, wow. Yes, I say, your gray hair is so sweet. Wow. Because me, I like gray hairs anyway. He said, oh, would you mind if I give you my number? I said, okay, why not? He gave me his number, and to tell you, I've not called him since then. And I don't even know where the number is, but I just express my likeness. Express your love to people that care for you. So try as much as you can to express your love. Let your wife know that you love her. Let your husband know that you love him. Let your children know that you love them. Let your parents know how much you love them. Yes, so let your in-laws, let the people around you, those living with you, those around you, in that your family, those that are related to that your marriage, let them know that you care. They have important roles to play in the success of your marriage. In case you don't know, they do. They really do. So please try and express your love. Don't suppress your love. Let people know that you love them. And somebody will ask me, how do I do that? Like we said, everybody has language of love. As based on a major researcher on that, 5 basic languages of love. We have the language of word of affirmation, where you speak it from time to time and tell the person, oh, I love you. You are the best thing that has happened to me. You are a good gift to me. You are this, you are that. I appreciate you. Thank God I married you. Thank God you are this. And you understand? Express it. Some want you to say it out. Okay? Some others, their own is act of service. From time to time, come and assist them. If they are cooking in the kitchen, come and help them. Wash the plates, wash pot, help them to slice vegetables, help them to chop things, help them to do 1 or 2 things. As far as they are concerned, that is a way of expressing that you love them. You understand? Another people will be in receiving gifts. Give them gifts. It must not be expensive gifts. Maybe small thing like this. wrap something. You travel, you come back. How can you travel and come back? Your wife has been waiting for you. Your husband will be waiting for you. Your children have been waiting for you. Or your parents have been waiting for you. You just come empty-handed like that. For what? Even if it means to buy a bottle of water, come and say, now this one I feel buy you. They will receive it with joy. Some, that is how they express that you give them. And some, you don't need to wait till your wife asks you for money. From time to time, just send money. And the wife will ask, I received money. What is that for? You say, I just gave you money. Or you now say, okay, use part of the money to buy meat, buy this. You women, from time to time, send money to your husband. I'm not telling you what I don't do. I do it. Yes, I do it. From time to time, send money to your husband. From time to time, give your husband money. That he's a husband does not mean that he must be the one producing money and generating money. Is there anywhere they wrote that a woman will never have more money than a husband? I've not read it. I've not seen it anywhere. Even if you don't have as much as your husband has, please encourage your husband by giving him small things from time to time. Give gifts. Buy things and give your children. Yes, give your children money from time to time. Buy things and give them. I do that. Yes, I do that. So when I'm talking out of practical experience, not knowledge what I read from books. You understand now? So try and give. There are some people that their own way of showing that you love them, apart from saying it with your mouth, apart from act of service, their one is trying to give them gifts. Give them gifts, no matter how little they are. You don't need to wait till you buy a whole world, buy land or so. Just buy something, buy fruit flasks and give. Buy something and give. They love it. The next is that there are some that their own is that they want to spend quality time. They want you to spend quality time with you. Me, I like that. If you say that you love me, give me time. Spend time with me. Spend time and gist with me. Spend time and look at my face. Look at my face. Even there is nothing to say. Just stay there and be around me. I like spending quality time with somebody I love or somebody that says he or she loves me. That is one of my own ways of having love, receiving love. There are some as like that. If you don't have, you may not give them anything. Me, I like, give me something. No, it's not if I say don't give me something. You give me something. No, you give me something because me, I'm giving you plenty things. Changing my father's name to your name, is it not something? Pushing you out as my children, is it not something? I beg you, give me something. No, affirm it from time to time, good and fine. If you don't affirm it, give me acts of service. But you see that one, quality time, I too like it too. Don't joke with that. And because when I stay with you, that you can do some things that make me to laugh. Because me, I like laughing, I like being happy. Nobody should come and stress me on top of the stress that economy is giving everybody. So I like to be happy. I like to laugh. So as much as you can, be around me, spend quality time. That's for me. But there are some that they don't want you around them. Just be sending gifts to them. They're okay. Or give them words of affirmation. Good, fine. If you know the one that works, please do. Another one is physical touch. Me, I like hugging. I hug people a lot. If you know me, you know that I hug people a lot. There are some people that the way they understand how much you love them is when you touch them physically, pat them on the back and say you're doing well. Hug them and say, oh, it is well. Use something and clean their eyes. Let them have bodily contact with you. They like it. It strengthens them. Even if you don't give them the whole world, just give them that physical touch, pat them on the back. Just use your hand and adjust their hair, where the hair is good or not. Just do like that. Just try and remove something in their eyes, even if there is nothing inside their eyes. They like it like that. To them, that is their expression. So we are saying that this year, you must try and see how you can make sure that love is expressed in your marriage. Try and express your love in your marriage. And at that, find out the particular. Try and see how you can express your love towards your husband, your love towards your wife, your love towards your children, your love towards your parents and members of your family. Are we joking here? Just try and express your love because it is not easy. And I tell you, they will appreciate it. And this year, your marriage will be sweeter. All right, the next I have for you, as we are about to round up the whole thing, is that marriage results must not be transferable. How do I mean? There is no law that says that what happened to your parents' marriage must happen to your own. There is no rule that says that you must be like your mother or a son must be like a father. You can decide to break that jinx. If resembling your father in your marriage is not to the glory of God, it's not going to give you the best, it's not what God wants, you can decide to steer off the pattern of marriage your father had You understand? People believe and they express it from time. They say like father, like son, like mother, like daughter. So when it comes to marriage, there is no law that says that if your mother was a bad woman in marriage, that now that you're married, that you too will be a bad wife. It is not supposed to be so. If your father was a bad husband, a bad father, you don't need to grow up being like that. Even if there are some factors in your father that are reflecting, that are manifesting in you, there are some characters in your mother that you have seen that are manifesting in you now. You can say no to those characters, suppress them, and eject them, quit them from your life, and say, these ones, you will not work in my own marriage. No, your assignment finished with my mother. Your assignment finished with my father. This is a brand new marriage, and you cannot come there. You understand? So you must come to a point this year, at this particular point, that you tell yourself, those characters, the results my parents had in marriage must not be transferred to me. It is only the ones that I want to transfer that will transfer. You understand? If it's the good one, I can allow that one to transfer. But the bad one, you are not coming this way. You are not at all. You understand? So have it at the back of your mind that this year you will not allow any negative parts, any negative aspect, any negative character, trait, or behavior, habit, lifestyle of your mother or of your father or members of your family to manifest in your own marriage, in your own family. No, that is your domain. That is your territory. You decide on what comes or what trespasses or what must not come. So this year, tell yourself that in my marriage, any negative thing in my father, any negative thing in my mother, I will not give way for them to come out. You fight it. You fight. Consciously fight and say no and act it out. And you see how God is going to help you. I give you the fifth one. Conflicts are inescapable in marriage, but they can always be resolved. One can disagree without arguing. I hope you know that. Conflicts are inescapable, just the way death is inescapable. No matter how you patch it, there must be a point of disagreement. Without arguing, without quarreling, you understand? Say, no, this one is not it. No, this one is not it. Even in the Bible, we had a place when Paul had a sharp conflict. You understand now? Sometimes you say, no. This one will not work. Me quit my job. I should just quit my job and come and stay in the village so that I'll be watching over village plantain and banana. You say, no. You understand now? And with time, the truth will surface and both will see the reason why this particular factor shouldn't have come up. You understand? So just know that in marriage, there will always be conflict. Don't let anybody deceive you. That is why when you go to the altar, they will say for better, for worse. It simply means it's not that you'll be sick or that you die. No, that is not just it. It simply means that there are times that you see some things. You say, no, I'm not comfortable with this. Why is it like that? You understand? You may give room for explanations of adjustment or compromise to take place, but have it in mind that there is no marriage that is above conflict. Yes, no marriage. Even Jesus with this his bride, the church, that also from time to time Jesus will say, church, what is it? I will spew you from my mouth. Church will go and kuchila and say, your love is ever available for me. Your mercies are new every morning. Jesus will be looking at the church. Church will be looking at Jesus. So even between Jesus and the church, they are looking at themselves from time to time, wondering, is this now I went and bought these ones with the blood? This one will say, Jesus, So just know that in marriage, conflicts will always be there. But those conflicts are not above resolution. There is no conflict in marriage that cannot be resolved. It is not true. There are some people that go to court and say that this marriage is coming to an end because of irreconcilable differences. Thank you for accepting that there are differences. And if differences cannot be reconciled, then the parties have not decided to strike a compromise. Did you get that? So if the parties involved decide to say, okay, I drop this percent, you drop this percent, we come here, the percent not in you, not in me, will bring the space together and will come, and it starts flowing. So the point is this: please, as much as you can, have in mind that there must be conflict in marriage. Conflict is not always satanic, it's not evil, it's not from Satan. Sometimes it's for us to think again, to pray well again, to go back to scriptures, to understand what we're supposed to do, know where we have not done it well, know where sometimes the conflicts we have, what we call conflicts in marriage, is God trying to shaping us, to beat us to shape, like the potter and the clay. You understand now? So just try and prepare your mind for the possible conflict that may come this year. But as the conflict comes, tell yourself that you can disagree without arguing. You can disagree without having issues. And at that, you have better marriage this year. Okay? All right. I'll give you the sixth one. Do you know that as I'm giving the sixth one, I want you to know that sometimes you may look at issues in your marriage when there is conflict. You decide to apologize. It's not because you are weak. No, it's not because you're weak. But it's just because you want that marriage to work and you want your enemies to go and sit down and get busy with their own problems. Because sometimes it's when your enemies are not having what they are doing that they will focus on you. When God gives them their own conflicts and their troubles, they will go and start nursing their own pains, and you'll be able to face your own marriage. You understand? All right, I give you number 6. No dirty place is self-cleaning. That is how it is in marriage. There is no place that is dirty that cleans itself. It is not possible. So any marriage that has dirt, it is those in marriage that will clean the dirt. So don't wait for an outside to come and clean the dirt in your marriage. Tell yourself that the dirt in your marriage, that you can clean it. And you make up your mind. Get up, brace up. Get your bucket, get the mop, get the detergent, get all of them put together and clean it. Because the people you're bringing from outside to clean your marriage, they have their own issues. And you see, that you bringing them out from outside to come and clean it is because you neglected your own job, what you're supposed to do. So if an outsider can come to clean your marriage, it means that you too can do it. Why not you do it? Do it. Clean it. Yes. Clean the dirt in your marriage. Yes, clean the dirt in your marriage. In your behavior, in your feeding, in your lifestyle, in your movement, in the company you keep, in things that enter your mouth, in the businesses you get involved in, whatever it is, the activities you go into, those ones that are dirty, on your own, clean them. Don't wait for an outsider to clean them or wait for the system to clean itself. No marriage they clean in own dirty. Now people where they marriage, now they clean the dirty where they are marriage. Now so in there so. You don't see toilet where they flush himself. As na person they clean them, na person they mop them, na person they put air freshener, and person go come sit down there at shop. Why? Person they doing work. Now so in there for marriage. May you use your own hand to clean your marriage. May your marriage they smell nice. It's not when you see another person that the marriage is smelling nice. You think that the person is using juju on the husband or the wife. No, somebody is cleaning the mess. Even when the other person is also dating the place. A time will come, the person dating the place will notice that dirt is alien on this floor, in this atmosphere, and the person will begin to reason better. So learn to put in your energy in cleaning the dirt in your marriage, because it's not your marriage that will clean it, it's you that will clean it. 7th one, money influences marriage as much as it has a way of damaging marriage, anyway, helping marriage. You see this thing called money in marriage, it can scatter marriage, it can bring marriage together. I'm telling you. So begin to work on how you get exposed to money, the income, the expenditure, how you use money, whether you spend or you invest. Begin to think on how to make money work for you this year and not you working for money. Okay, so this year in your marriage, decide on how you're going to use money for your family. Your family comes first. Your family comes first. I don't know how to say it, but I'm one of those ministers of God that will tell you that you must take care of your family. Take care of your family before any other thing out there. You have just 1,000 in the house. There is no soup. There is no food. there is no rice, there is nothing in the house, even pure water no dey your house, you now carry that 1,000, you enter, you go to church, transport is meaning 200, you carry that, no, you just didn't do well. Even God will be looking at you and say, where did this one keep the sense? You understand? Sometimes what we call faith is not really faith. It's we not calculating well and not having the sense of responsibility or being down up and down. So the point is this: please, financially, make sure that you have adequate provision or plans for your family, because that is where the whole thing boils down to. You don't stress your wife, don't stress your husband financially. Yes, everybody is working hard. Those that are going to work out there and those that are working inside the house, all of them are trying to get money or to save money. And it's not when the money is made available, either by saving, cutting down on expenses, or by getting salaries, and one person will just squander it, piam like that. No, it's not right. So this year, adjust your attitude towards money. Money coming and money going. Make sure that you have something you do that brings money into the marriage, and that you mind the way you allow money to leave the family. Okay, I give you the eighth one. The eighth one is that fulfillment in marriage is mutual but not automatic. You see, being fulfilled, being satisfied, being happy in marriage is not a one-way thing, one-sided thing. As I'm bringing in my effort, you bring in your own. Because if you don't do your own, one person cannot be happy in marriage. That happiness is fake. So two of us, for us to be happy in this marriage, two of us will agree that we'll be happy. Okay? I do this. You can't say that you're happy in marriage when your spouse is not happy. No. Rather, you can go outside and be feigning happiness. Happiness is based on the things happening outside. When you come to your domain, to your territory, you see that there is dryness of happiness in that environment. And it means that you failed. So what are you supposed to do? Prepare well that this year you must make sure that there will be happiness in your marriage. And at that, you tell yourself that fulfillment in this marriage is mutual. As my husband is doing his own, I must do my own. As I am doing my own, my husband should do his too, because it is mutual. But as Bible talks about running with patience, as we are doing ours to make sure that we are fulfilled, we should also know that it is not automatic. It cannot happen immediately. There are things we expect, we do, but they will not happen immediately. That is where we need to exercise patience. Okay? Yes, because it's not automatic. The second to the last is that marriage brings you into an existing family. When you get married to your husband, when you get married to your wife, just know that your wife or your husband came from a family already. Have it at the back of your mind. And you cannot pull your husband or your wife totally out from the family. No. Even if you pull it, the characters of the family is there. The complexion is there. You understand now? The facial structure is there. So the family that your husband or your wife was born into will be reflecting in your own family. So you cannot throw it away. So tell yourself that when you get married to somebody, you are marrying from somebody that is in an already existing family. And from that already existing family, you have brought the person to form another family that is for two of you, and those that will come behind you. So have it at the back of your mind, and let those that were hosting your husband before you met him, those that were taking care of your wife before you married him, let them know that they did a good job. Because if they didn't do that job, you may not have seen your husband or your wife to marry. I don't know if what I said now entered. Because of those that when they get married, they don't want to talk to their in-laws again. They don't want to talk. It is not right. It is not right. Or when their brother or their sister get married, they don't want to talk to their sister. It's not true. It's not supposed to be so. Especially if you call yourself a Christian or you are learned, you are educated. You should admit the fact that before this your family started, your spouse, that is your husband or your wife, was already in an existing family. It's a product of marriage or a product of a family. So you must acknowledge that such family did something that made you to have access to the person you are marrying. Now, finally, unknown to many, marriage is controlled by spirituality, not by religiosity. Did you get that? That's the last point I'm giving you right now. Success in marriage, failure in marriage, I tell you, can be attributed to one's spirituality, not to one's religiosity. Let me explain. Spirituality is all about you living your life with consciousness of the spiritual relevance of the spiritual relevance in your life. But religiosity is all about the activities that you get involved in an attempt to act that you're spiritual. So spirituality is a lifestyle, is a conscious lifestyle, is a conscious way of life where you have this awareness of the relevance of the spiritual being, or the being above humanity. You understand? Controlling the affairs of man. At that, you be conscious of what you do, what you think, what you say. But religiosity, some in religiosity, they are just being fake. They are being destructive. There are some that with their spirituality, they can bend on their knees, take some days, and consciously, not because religion asks them to fast. They fast and pray for their husband with conscious awareness of what God can do. But in religiosity, people are being conscious of what their efforts in an attempt to appease the unseen being will do for them. So many marriages have gone down because of religiosity. And that religiosity, they play it thinking that they are being spiritual. You understand? I say that you're on fasting for 10 days, and nobody should talk to you, nobody should come close. You should not even brush your mouth because religion said this. Who told you? But spirituality will tell you that it is your personal connection with God. And in that your personal connection with God, God is looking at you to see how you relate with the people that are around you. I hope you are getting it now. It makes a lot of sense. It makes sense so much more than confusing yourself. And in that spirituality, you understand that things that happen in your marriage can be controlled by things agreed upon in the realm of the spirit. That is why there are things that go wrong in people's marriages that you wonder what happened. Is it that the lady is not fine? Is it that the man is not well to do? Is it that this and that? But it is because of what is not seen. That is that thing that has been agreed upon in the realm of the spirit. But when you are a spiritual person, you can enter the realm of the spirit and disorganize every organized organization that is not working well in your own marital organization. So you enter in the realm of the spirit and pull down some structures and erect structures that will make your marriage to work. I hope I bless somebody today. You will do well this year. Your marriage this way will be sweet. You will enjoy marriage this year. And people that knew your marriage last year will notice a beautiful thing happening in your marriage. Do well to share this video. Let others watch. It can only take data. But I'm sure that even if you're driving, if you're in the office, anywhere you are, you can be playing it. And some things will be dropping in your mind because God is interested in your own marriage working. And don't forget, this is your family, this is Precious Caleb. I'm your friend, coming from Family on Focus International, where we try to reach out to the singles, the married, the separated, the divorced, and the widows, because we want their relationships to work, their marriages to be sweet, and their homes to be blessed, because we want such to become heaven on earth. The Lord bless you. Till when next I come your way, don't forget that your marriage this year, will be a beautiful proverb in the mouth of good people. In the name of Jesus. The Lord bless you.